share one thing in common. They all need a place to stay for the night.
Book the room, please. Can you check it? My name is Antonio Siro. Thank you.
Antonio came to Moscow from Italy for the first time. This hotel will be his place for the next few days. The young man chose this place on the map, hoping there would be no crowds of tourists here. But as it turns out, this hotel is quite a popular place among the business community. It's also a favorite place to stay for the international airline crews.
Foreign guests of our hotel are truly demanding customers. We had our hotel certified to meet their needs. Our hotel is in the business segment, and we consider ourselves to be a 5-star hotel.
The more stars, the higher the requirements for a hotel. It's also important to be able to find a common language with all the guests.
There's no language barrier, because our employees speak many languages. Most of my colleagues who work at reception speak 2 or 3 languages. Many of them speak Mandarin or French. Others speak Spanish. Many members of our team even teach themselves other languages to make it easier for them to understand our guests.
And there are always a lot of guests here, so it's always better to book a room in advance, regardless of its price tier. It was especially difficult to find available rooms during the FIFA World Cup back in 2018.
It was a very interesting time for our work and in our lives overall, because we felt like we were right there, in the middle of it all. The fans, the teams. We had 7 teams staying at our hotel, including the national teams from Saudi Arabia, Morocco, and our favorite teams, France and the UK. We even made this special showcase, highlighting all the autographs signed by the team members, and we're very proud of it.
Moscow was able to accommodate all the fans largely due to solid preparations. Almost 30 new hotels were built for the Moscow Championship. As a result, 1,200 hotels were opened in the Russian capital during the summer of 2018.
The Moscow government has created all the necessary conditions to facilitate the development of the hotel industry. This includes tax benefits for hotels. The commercial property tax on rooms is 0. So, in fact, hotels don't pay any taxes on their guest room space. That definitely creates favorable conditions for investors, where investment in hotel construction projects pay off much faster.
The FIFA World Cup ended a year ago, yet the demand for hotels in Moscow keeps rising. Most tourists now come to the Russian capital from Asia and the Americas.
Moscow's hotels are quite popular today because rooms cost much less, about 30 to 50% less than in Europe. The average room rate in Moscow is about 5,000 rubles. Of course, every guest, whether they're from Europe or Asia, has their own preferences, their own wishes. And of course, depending on the purpose of their visit, guests might ask different questions at reception and require different services. In terms of individual travelers who come here on business, to work and so on, they tend to use a wide range of additional services. These include breakfast, room service, restaurants, dry cleaning, and international phone calls. And of course, our high-speed Wi-Fi, which is a must for every traveler nowadays. On the other hand, people who come here on vacation are more likely to use our tourist information services. They're more interested in what places they should see in the city, such as Moscow's famous districts, monuments, and other places of interest. Or they want to know which restaurants we can recommend nearby. Many guests even order tickets in advance for theaters, music concerts, the circus, and for special events that we organize for them. And when they arrive, the tickets are already here, waiting for them. Our guests really appreciate this extra service that we provide for them.
Antonio likes his hotel room very much, but he's not going to spend much time in it. Antonio only has a few days in Moscow, yet he wants to see all the main points of interest during that time. Antonio can get all the information he needs at the Tourist Information Center by dialing the number 122.
Hi, you've reached Moscow Information Center for Tourist Support. My name is Lyubov. May I ask your name, please?
Hello, my name is Antonio Siro. I'm from Italy.
Antonio has decided that he won't use a taxi or a bus to go from his hotel down to the city center, where the main tourist attractions are. The easiest way to get around the Russian capital is by taking the metro.